Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Canadian Shield. My name is Sterling, and I'm your host. There was a couple of reports released today. One of them from a committee that was tackling the foreign interference, which I'm not talking about in this video. It's obvious that countries will always try to take influence, and Canada as a whole is kind of we don't handle that right. We're not handling that the way that a country should, and that's something that part of this channel. That's part of the thing that this channel does, right? Just try and create a Canadian identity, no matter where you were born. However, at the same time, one of their pet reporters asked a question about the parliamentary budgetary officer, saying that he has a report that the Liberal government is censoring and sitting on that proves that of those 300 other people that they keep talking about, the economists, they also agree with his report. So now she's expanded the storyline on it. Right now, he's in, well, I'm going to let you hear it. But before we get into it, I would encourage you to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this channel with your friends. Okay, so again, the pet reporter asked the question and she had her prepared answer. Though she tried to make it look like she was thinking about it off the cuff, she actually wanted to get this point out. And it turns out that the prime minister, the drama teacher, and the deputy prime minister, who's also the finance minister who trained as a reporter, know more than the individual who was hired to look after the budgets of the entire country of Canada with his master's degree in economics and his staff of master's degrees in economics. Who knew? All right, let's listen to this.
Thanks. Deputy Prime Minister, the PBO yesterday said that your government has a report that confirmed his findings on the rebates for the federal carbon levy. He says that you have prevented him from disclosing this information, even though he has seen it, and it's largely in line with what his report has said that this government's been critical of. Why has this government not shown Canadians this report and gone to the extent of effectively gagging the PBO about talking about it?
Obviously, we are disappointed that in the published calculations by the PBO about the carbon rebate, the large emitters were included. But I really want to say I am 100% of the view that it was an honest mistake. And the PBO does a huge amount of work. They have a huge amount of data that they need to handle. And, honest mistakes will be made. Our government is absolutely confident that the price on pollution returns more money to the pockets of 8 out of 10 Canadians. It is, and that there's just kind of common sense to that. This is a revenue neutral measure. The federal budget doesn't get a penny from the price on pollution. All the money that is collected goes back to Canadians. And actually, this is a measure where middle-class Canadians tend to get more of a benefit. I'm very glad that we're increasing. I'm turning to Sean here because we've worked with him and with Seamus. I'm very glad we're increasing the rural rebate. So we have great confidence that this is a measure which puts more money in the pockets out of 8 out of 10 Canadians, that helps middle-class Canadians, and also plays an important, a valuable role in having strong and robust climate policies.
So for all of us that are paying attention to the finance minister, she didn't answer the question. Why is she stopping the guy from releasing the report? If she's so confident in what she just said, then the report, she should send us all a copy in the mail. If she's so sure that exactly what she's saying. Now, here's my biggest flaw, or my biggest issue, the flaw that's in her thought process. She's been saying for years now that it's revenue neutral and that it puts more money in the pockets of Canadians. However, she then turned and said, we're going to increase the rural top up, which was 10%. Then it was moved to 20% and is now at 30%. So why would you need to increase the rural top up if in fact it is already revenue neutral and putting more money in the pockets of Canadians? How can that be? How they both cannot be true. That one is revenue neutral, but you need to top it up. Where are you getting this extra top up from? Where's this top up coming from? Is that coming from revenue collected? Because the problem with the carbon tax is not whether or not you get this little pittance of a check. A family of four gets $1,000, right, a year. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? If you went into your boss and said to him, your boss said to you, I'm going to give you $1,000 raise for the year, would you tell yourself that you're making it rich? A single male, for example, who he gets in some provinces, he barely gets like $400. So I don't know where she gets this idea that she can add a cost to the manufacture, the transportation of the product that is being manufactured, the transportation of all of the employees coming to work that have to manufacture that product, the delivery of the cost of that product, which is all called a fuel surcharge, that added directly to it. This economics, the master of economics said to you that it's only the poorest of Canadians that are making any money at all, and they're only making $1,000 a year. Now you say to yourself, well, maybe they're not spending more than $1,000 a year, but we know that food prices have gone up 20-some%. So that's a very slim margin. Everyone else, however, is paying through the nose for it. And if you wonder if she's telling you the truth or not telling you the truth, if I know what I'm talking about or I don't know what I'm talking about, or let's just leave all the rest of it out of it. The rural top-up would not need to be continued to be increased because the math that she claims is already revenue neutral. The math that she claims is already putting more money in your pocket wouldn't need to be increased for people who live outside of the city. And that's exactly the flaw in their logic. They went into the downtown core where people ride roller skates and bicycles in the metro of Toronto or, of these big major cities and said to themselves, oh no, I mean, it's only $63 a month for this person to travel. The other guy, however, he has to pay 2 cars to go to work and one of them, has to travel to the daycare. Well, he ain't making no money on it. They are not making any money on that at all. They are losing money because the carbon tax attached to the fuel costs are killing us. They are destroying the economy. They are creating massive inflation. And this person does not care. She sat there smug as you could be and derided a master of economics with her journalism degree. Come on. It's enough of enough. Like, let the report be released if you're so confident in your numbers, but you're not. You're just censoring the report like you're trying to get this guy. Did you see how she was looking at the reporter like she'd never heard this question before? Like her and her people didn't write this question, hand it to the CBC, and then have the CBC hand it to him. That's what she wants you and I to believe. That's the level of disrespect. That's the level of that's how far down they believe that we are. They think that we'll just swallow it hook, line, and sinker, despite the fact that we know that there are millions of people in this country right now who are deciding whether or not they can put gas in their car till their next 2-week paycheck, or should they buy something to eat for the weekend. And maybe they're carpooling. They say to you that they're putting this in place so that you will stop doing things that they don't want you to do, but there is nothing in place to replace it. There is nothing put in place. So you have to either pay it or walk. But 27% of Canadians still support the Liberal Party. Not sure how that works. All right, I'm going to wrap here. I want to thank you all for listening. I would appreciate it if you would like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this channel with all of your socials. Okay, I'll talk to you next time.